early morning departure. We get up at 5 o'clock. Looks like we're not the only ones. We're getting an early morning start at 6 o'clock. That may become the norm, or even earlier as we move to higher miles. Today's our first day of 15 miles. It doesn't look like it's going to be as warm a day as they have been, though, because the morning is overcast and it's definitely cooler than it was yesterday morning. So we got up early partly to beat the heat, but it might be we're only beating ourselves.
We've got a cow kind of on a collision course. Maybe he's just going to cross, not be a threat. He's watching me. I'm watching you too. You just go on your merry way. Attaboy, girl. Boy, okay, attaboy. There he goes. Oh yeah, he's really getting away. Oh, I don't mean to scare you. Aww.
We feel like we're hiking across the Scottish moors or something along here. It's amazing how the landscape changes. And no trees at all along this stretch, just cows. After crossing those wide open grassy pasture lands, we're back into more of a forest environment. But certainly it doesn't feel like the desert that we were in yesterday. There's a cactus every once in a while to remind us we are still in that same area, but we've got grasses and trees and even a creek running down over there to the left. So amazing how the landscape changes. Here we are at the well-known Eagle Rock.
Is perched up above all this wide open space. Just out in the middle of a bunch of grassland.
Scottish moors. We were going to eat breakfast here, but it's kind of a cool morning and it's a little breezy, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. We might walk on down the trail and find some place a little more sheltered. We're having breakfast here in the site of Eagle Rock, although this is the backside of Eagle Rock. It still looks a bit like an eagle. You can still kind of see it. The wing, the head sticking up. Yeah, you can still see it. Looks like an eagle. But we're holed up in a different jumble of rocks. Having a bit of a chilly breakfast because it's not a warm day today like it was. But I think we're gonna...
Quite as relaxing as yesterday.
I think we're gonna hit the trail soon.
These pretty little yellow flowers look like roses. I just love these grasses that we see. And going through here, on one side of the trail we have this grass, which is so pretty. And then on this side of the trail, we have this. It has those, it almost looks like wheat. But I just think it's so pretty. And then back further on the trail the other day, we had a grass that looked red. It's just beautiful. And the trees in this section, oh, we've seen some great, big, magnificent trees.
Today's hike has been quite different from what we've experienced the last couple days. Look at this Garden of Eden that we're in here. There are these picnic tables, picnic area, but the trees, we've had some water, creek, bubbling brook that we've been walking next to, and even a flooded water in the field we had to kind of tiptoe through. But wow, it's just a real paradise in here. And it's hard to believe that, you know, we're only a handful of miles, well, 2 handfuls of miles from the desert. We just got done taking a picnic break. I think I videoed back there, and while we were there, I got a text from my nephew's wife, Sarah, and she said that she and her kids are following our journey, and they have a map that they put on their wall, and they're going to mark our progress. So we're just thrilled when we hear things like that. We set our grandsons up with similar maps and little sticky arrows to point to mark how far we get. I told Sarah I would put her picture of her kids pointing to our spot on the map in my video, so I'm going to display that here. Today was our first day going 15 miles. We didn't quite make that. I think we went 13.9, but just kind of the way the campsites fell along the trail, this seemed like the best place to stop. And I think we scored a pretty good campsite. So here's our tent. It's not perfect because the tent didn't fit quite so well in there. We had to kind of shoehorn it in, but we got it to work, and we're right on this creek. So very pleasant place. We went down and soaked our feet a little bit ago and have just come up and are just kind of relaxing, waiting to, waiting for the time to pass so we can cook dinner, I guess.
So Brian stepped in a hole, kind of twisted his ankle a little bit. It's a little swollen right now, so he's soaking it in the water, the pool water, and we're hoping that takes the swelling down and it's not a problem. It's so easy to do anything like that out here. We're about 3 more days from Idlewild, and then we're taking a 0. So I just hope the swelling goes down and he can get into Idlewild okay and then have a day off. I am also soaking my feet. It didn't hurt my ankle, but I do have arthritis in that right toe that can cause pain. So I thought this was a good opportunity to soak my feet as well.
We're ready to depart camp today. Got everything packed up. Beautiful sight here on the creek, but time to say goodbye. Far Out tells us we have over 3,000 feet of elevation gain today. So we're going to be doing a lot of climbing. Looks like maybe the trail's going to take us up through there. Although it's always kind of a guessing game when you look ahead to figure out where are we going to go, because sometimes it looks like there's no place to go, and yet the trail somehow manages to get us through there. So it'll be interesting to see how we go here. Suddenly we're into more of a rocky, dry environment. We've been walking through trees and greenery all morning. How quickly it changes.
we're on our way to Mike's place. He keeps a tower full of water for the hikers. These people are amazing. Such a blessing. He's got a cabin back here, and during the hiker months, he spends a lot of time out here. When he's there, a lot of times I'm hearing that he makes hot dogs and hamburgers for the hikers, but he's not always there every day. We did just hear that he had just filled up the tank of water, so there'll be water. But anyway, so we have less than a mile to get to where we turn off to then go about 0.3, 0.4 to get to Mike's place. And we're gonna have a nice lunch there and rest ourselves before then heading another 4 miles or so to camp, which would make about 16, 17 miles a day today. So we'll see if we get there. So we are walking down to Mike's place, which is a little jaunt off of the PCT. There's the water towers that he keeps full of water for PCT hikers. So amazing. So we're going to take a rest here. So that's Mike's cabin over there. To the right you can see the water tower. That's where we got water, and then we walked down to the cabin, charged some things at his porch, and ate lunch. We've been climbing up out of Mike's place, and look at that green. My goodness. It looks lush. Amazing. And then we've been climbing and climbing, and we are about to come over something here, which I always love that when that happens. I love to move from one valley or one drainage into another. It's like you have a whole new experience all over again. You get to see new things. That's one of the things that keeps, hiking like this not boring, because you're moving through the land as it's changing, moving from one ecosystem to another, moving from one drainage system to another. It's very cool. Yeah, guys, look, we're coming over this side, and there's a whole new set of mountains, whole new valley. Looks like the city over there. Awesome.
Sometimes it seems the bushes are conspiring with the slope to push us off. Wouldn't want to go through there when there's snow on the ground. Lizards are a constant companion on the trail. Some of them are these bigger, darker. Oh, there's another one over there on that rock. Some of them are these bigger, darker ones, and others are smaller, lighter, greener type thing. This part of the trail is pretty overgrown, difficult to get through. Good idea not to wear short sleeves or short legs, short pants. Our dinner tonight is mashed potatoes with chicken and gravy, and it's really good. And what we do is we start off with this mashed potatoes, loaded baked potato, mashed potato, and then we have 2 packages of chicken. I'm trying to see what kind it is. It was the shredded chicken, which I think is better than the chunky chicken, and then a package of gravy. And so we make the mashed potatoes in each of our cups, set that aside, put both rations of chicken into the pot and the gravy into the pot, and mix the gravy up, bring it to a boil, and then just spoon the gravy chicken mixture over our mashed potatoes into our cups. It's really good. It tastes really good at the end of the hiking day. It's approaching 6. We're all packed up, ready to hit the trail. It was a very blustery night, all night. Tent flapping, wind blowing. Not wet, didn't rain on us, but very windy. And I didn't ever get a picture of our campsite, so this is the way the camp area looks, but the tent's already put away. Here's something we haven't seen yet on this trip, fog. It's a foggy morning out here in the Southern California bush. We're starting to see some lifting of the fog and even some sunshine over there on those hills. It's been foggy the whole way along and overgrown, pushing through this overgrowth. It's been kind of not the funnest hiking. I expect the overgrown conditions to continue, but it'd be nice if we start to get some sunshine. The morning has cleared up. Fog is gone, still overcast, although the sun is peeking through, and the trail has gotten a lot clearer too, so it's been nice the last half mile or so. Water has been an issue on this part of the trail. We watered up at Mike's place, took along an extra 2-liter bladder of water each, and there's a couple of water sources along here, but they sound a bit iffy, like a cistern and a concrete water tank. So we're hoping that we can make it all the way to where we're going tonight without having to pick up any more water. But that's something we'll have to evaluate as we get down the trail here. This is another water source on the PCT. It's a cistern. But look at the lid, it's all cracked. Huh?
That's your water.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think we'll pass.
That's why we're carrying so much water, because we didn't want to do that.
Yeah. And that lid looks really dicey. I don't know about even getting on that thing to reach down in there.
Oh gosh.
Because the water is probably, what, 2 feet, 2.5 feet down?
2.5 feet.
And it's kind of scummy on the top.
It's got mosquitoes.
I mean, you can filter it, but
and
it'll clog up your filter.
Oh, sorry.
So no thanks. We're guarding ourselves so we don't let the wind blow us over the edge. We've been dealing with quite a bit of wind the last night where we were, and then here as well. And the campsites that were talked about and far out mentioned that they were exposed and windy along here. We came down a little bit off the trail into the bush a little bit more and found this spot that seemed like it was a little bit less windy. I don't know for sure if that's what it's going to really be, but it seemed like it was at the time behind this tree and also behind this little knoll. So here's our campsite. Once again, we're setting off at about 6 o'clock. It's foggy, chilly, but at the end of our 6.5 mile walk this morning, we have breakfast at PVC, so our feet have wings. Kind of mysterious, walking off into the fog. At least we have the trail to follow. We camped a little bit off trail, so I was a little worried, not really worried, but aware of the danger of not being able to find our way back to the trail very easily, but we didn't have any problems. So here we go.
This is day 12, or no, day 14. And it's a foggy, cold, windy morning. And I feel like I'm walking in a rain cloud. we're getting a lot of moisture from the cloud fog, and it blows out of the tree like rain, out of the trees and bushes like rain. We probably should have on our Gore-Tex, but instead we have on our puffies because it was so cold, but we should have stuck the Gore-Tex over it. But we're almost to PVC, Paradise Valley Cafe, which is probably about a mile and a half from here to the junction to it, and then another mile. And we are looking forward to coffee and a good breakfast. Oh, there's some of that water from the fog coming out of the trees. It's very mysterious, isn't it? Okay, I gotta put my glove back on my hand. It's getting cold.
We're at the power lines, so this is the trail. We're leaving the PCT for just a little bit, and taking this trail up to PVC, which is Paradise Valley Cafe, where we expect to have a sumptuous breakfast. It's about 9/10 of a mile up here, so looking forward to it.
Here's the sign. Here's the building. We are ready for coffee and breakfast and warmth. We made it to Paradise Valley Cafe, mile 151. Actually, we did an extra mile to get here, so technically 152, but you don't add up all those extra outside miles. And there's hikers in there.
Good food, friendly service. That's what we're looking for. It looks like we're not the only hikers here.
Yeah, my hands are freezing.
Hey, there you are.
Okay, Grumpy is taking us into Idlewild, and we're all pretty excited to be getting into Idlewild and a hotel. It's been a cold, windy, kind of damp morning, so we're pretty excited.
Doing resupply shopping in Idlewild. We're at the Fairway Market. We're told there are 2 markets in town, and this one is the more supermarket-like. So this is where we came. So we have like 3 different things to shop for. We have the next 7 days on trail. Then we're also shopping for a resupply to send to Acton, KOA, which is about mile 300 something. And then we're also just shopping for what we're going to eat here while we're here in Idlewild. So kind of trying to organize all that in our minds. We're staying at the Idlewild bunkhouse, and we have this little cabin here. It's a self-standing, well, I mean, we're the only ones in it, cabin. It's called Woodland Vista, and it's got its own little kitchenette. And it's got a single bedroom, but this couch folds out. And it's got TV, of course, and bathroom. So it's very cute. It's got its own little balcony. Actually, there's 2 balconies. Looks like there's one out here if the weather was nice, which it's not today, but it's supposed to be better tomorrow. And then out here. So we are very glad to be here for the next 2 nights, taking a 0 in Idlewild today.